Right then, snatch technique. So, this is mainly for Kurt, but for anyone who wants to do their snatch better, which sounds rude. It always sounds rude when you talk about snatches, but there you go. I hope you can hear me. Right. So I'm assuming you've got the hinge down, and the swing, and the single arm swing, and the clean before you even go anywhere near snatches, okay? Because snatches are hard. I'm assuming you've got sufficient shoulder mobility so you can stand like that with your arm above your head without having to bend back as well. So I'm assuming all that, okay? If you haven't got that, then you need to go back and address the swing, the single arm swing, the clean, the press, everything. Okay, the snatch is kind of like the last thing we do. Who's that? Who's on? And, hey, right. So, a couple of tiny little things. You want to be holding the bell. Claire, you know all this, but you can watch anyway. I hope you're feeling better. When you're holding the bell for a swing or a snatch, okay, or a clean or anything, well, anything basically, you want to be holding the bell in a hook grip like that. You don't want to be underneath. So if I put the bell like that, you don't want to be in there like that and gripping it like that, because that is going to bunch up your calluses. If you can see that there, it's going to bunch those up, okay? So you want to be holding it so the underside of the bell is pressing against the calluses and you're in the hook grip. And then that way, hello Tom, that way it doesn't catch your calluses, okay? Because if you're like that and you're doing that, it's going to bunch those up, it's going to make them rise up. And during the snatch, you want the bell to go from here to here. Your hand does that. So on the way up, it does that. On the way back down, it does that. Obviously, on the way up and down, you want it to kind of skip across, but very lightly. You don't want it to be jammed in and then scraping it underneath like that. It comes up, and then when you throw it down, which I'll show you in a second, it does that. It's as simple as that. So it should be as smooth as that when it's on the move, okay? So that's the first thing, you're gripping the bell like that. So if I was doing a swing, just do a single arm swing. What I don't want to be doing is death gripping the bell. So I'm not like curling my hand underneath and doing this and then, because my form goes as well, it's really horrible. You want to grip it lightly, nice and loose. Like that, okay? So you should feel a loose grip in your hand, because if you're death gripping the bell as well, too hard, it'll knack your forearm. You'll start to get sore elbows, your forearm will get tired, it fatigues you, okay? So, on the way up for the snatch, I'll do this with a 16 actually. On the way up for the snatch, so you're not banging your forearm. So you're not banging your forearm. If you hold onto the bell too hard, as it comes up there, it's still going to be facing upwards and then it's going to go bang. So at least if you've got a loose grip, when you come to here, the bell doesn't weigh anything because it's moving up anyway. So you let the bell kind of flip over, land on your forearm here, before you even put your hand up. Okay, so I'll do it from this side actually. It looks like this. So that's not going to hurt my forearm at all, because it's already there when I do that, okay? So I hope that makes sense. Now, the last little bit of this, and this is the bit that everybody loves, because it'll save your calluses, Kurt. Could do that, it'd be like save Ferris on Ferris Bueller's Day Off. We're going to get a big balloon. Save Kurt's calluses. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Right, anyway. So, you're going to snatch the bell up. So I'm assuming you already know all this. So, up it goes, okay? So when you're at the top, what you want to do, I hope you can see this. I've got a slow motion video of this somewhere as well, so I'll put this in. But what you're going to do is throw the bell up, okay? So I hope you can see that. I'll do a few in a minute. But what you do is from here, you throw the bell you flick your wrist like that. So your wrist is straight, you kind of give it a flick as you bring your arm down and you bend your arm. So what happens is the handle of the bell moves from that position, like I said earlier, right in there, and it moves across your hand, so it doesn't even touch your calluses really, and then lands in the hook of your hand. And then you bend your arm so the bell stays as close to your body as possible. You wait for it to get to about here, so your elbow becomes part of your body, absorbing the weight of the bell as well. You get to about here, and then you throw your hips back, the same as a swing. So in a swing, you wait for the bell to get here, then throw your hips back. If you launch the bell forwards, like that, and get it as far away from your body as possible, obviously it's further away from your centre of gravity, and the likelihood is it's going to pull your shoulder out, pull you forwards, you're already hinging here, the bell's there, and it's going to come right down here, okay? If that's happening, and if you flick the bell and can't catch it in the hook of your hand without feeling like you're going to drop it, which you probably will do at the start, you'll feel like you're going to drop it, but you're not. If you can swing it, you can snatch it in that hook grip. So if it feels like you need to throw it further out because you're going to drop it, go to a lighter bell and get used to just bringing it down as close as possible. So on the way up, as soon as it goes bang, you tame the arc. So as soon as it leaves your hips, you do this with your arm. You keep your elbow tucked in to about here, and then put it above your head. And then, when you flick it back over, come down, keep it as close to your body as possible. When it gets to about here, that's when you throw your hips back. Wallop. Okay? I hope that all makes sense. So I'll just do a few for you. I'll do 5 each side so you can get a little look at how it should be. And then swap. There we go. Any questions on that? Just ask.